Real estate contracts are legally binding, and when a seller says, hey, I'm gonna sell, and a buyer says, I want to buy, and these two parties agree in the contract to do that, then legally both parties need to perform. So as a buyer, can I say, hey, I want out, like I have changed my mind, I don't want to buy this house anymore, or circumstances have changed, or whatever the reason, I need out. Part of your purchase agreement should include several contingencies which are there to protect you as the buyer and provide potential exits out in the contract in the case that you may need them. But all these contingencies, they have timelines. So if you miss the deadline to a particular contingency, you miss the opportunity to exit without the loss of your earnest money. As your agent, I will keep you on top of all of these dates and all of these deadlines, and you will be aware as we go and as we move through the process before that exit door is shut. So today I want to talk to you about some of the contingencies that are common that will provide you the opportunity to exit in the case that you need to do so. So the first one is your option period. Your option period is something that we will request in your offer when you submit your offer. And typically this is about 7 to 10 days. And this is going to give you time to do your due diligence. You can get out of the contract for any reason during that 7 to 10 day period, whatever you've requested. You can get out of your contract for any reason, but this is actually going to give us time to get your inspections done. We will immediately order your inspection. Your inspector will get out there, get you the report, and you can review that report, and then it should allow us time so that we can negotiate any repairs or ask for anything to be done before you want to move forward, depending on what that report has outlined for you. And so if y'all cannot come to an agreement at that time, then you have every right to say, okay, hey, I am going to exit out of this contract. I do not want to move forward. One is financing. So this one's really big. So if you fail to secure financing by the specified date that we have put in the contract, then you can terminate the contract without any penalty. Now, this is why also it is so important that we get pre-approved before we go through the process of locating that perfect home. We're going to make sure that you can get pre-approved, and it actually will give us a very strong offer whenever we go and we find the home that is your dream home and that you know that you want, because we're going to come with that pre-approval letter. The lender will go ahead and tell us how much you're pre-approved for, and let the seller know that you are good with your financing and nothing should fall through. But if something happens to fall through and you cannot secure the financing for any reason, then you do have the ability to exit that contract. So the third one is appraisal, and this kind of goes hand in hand with your financing because the property must get approved also. It has to appraise for at least the purchase price, and if it doesn't, the buyer then can renegotiate the price or withdraw from the contract at that time. Fourth one is really important. This is the HOA. So the HOA, you can't get around the rules and the regulations of the HOA. So if any reason, say the HOA documents come back, the homeowners association documents come back, and the rules and regulations, after reviewing them, you realize that they're not going to work for you and for your goals. Say, for example, you know that you want to paint the house a certain color on the exterior, and they don't allow like greenhouses or whatever it may be, then you can exit the contract. Or maybe it's chickens. Maybe they don't allow chickens on the property, or horses, or maybe you can't build that white picket fence, or maybe it's rental properties. So some homeowners associations will have rules and regulations around rental properties, and if you know that you're buying for investment reasons, then this would be a big deal. So then at that point, you would have 3 days after reviewing the documents to exit out of the contract. So all of these contingencies are like doors, exit doors, and when the timeline for that contingency is up, the exit door closes. So what happens if you've gone through all the timelines and all the exit doors are shut, and then circumstances change, and for whatever reason, you just cannot move forward? At that point, there is possibility that you can exit the contract. However, there will be financial consequences and you will lose your earnest money. Earnest money is money you put up at the beginning of the transaction. This is like good faith money that you include in your offer that shows that, hey, sellers, I am serious. I have the funds. You can trust that I'm not going to just back out of this contract for no reason, because you would lose the earnest money. And typically that's like 1% of the contract, but 1% of the purchase price, but really it can be even more. And the larger the earnest money, the stronger the offer. So you do not want to lose this money. This is thousands of dollars at risk. And you could potentially be sued for specific performance or failure to perform. So it is so important that your agent communicates well so that you understand clearly your part, your responsibility, your timeline, so that you can make the best decisions for you and your family and protect your money and your assets. Don't go at it alone, y'all. Call me. I am here to guide you through the process of your buying and your selling needs. You can call me or text me anytime. I'm April.Leal with Exp Realty, 210-535-5598.